and welcome to another video. Happy New Year. On the board are two equations in which our task is to find x from the two equations. So the first equation we're given, okay, the first equation, which is Roman numeral 1, is inverse sine of a over x plus inverse sine of b over x equals pi over 2. All right, so like I said, our goal is to find x from the given equation. So now what I'll do first is let me express inverse sine of b over x in terms of inverse sine of a over x, and that will be inverse sine of b over x will be equals to pi over 2 minus inverse sine of a over x. All right, so the next thing to do is to get rid of this inverse sine, and to do that, I'll take the sine of both sides. So when we take the sine of both sides, so this will be sine inverse sine of b over x equals sine of square bracket pi over 2 minus inverse sine of a over x. So in this case, we have inverse sine multiplied by sine, that will be 1. So this will reduce to b over x equals to sine of pi over 2 minus inverse sine of a over x. All right, now let's apply, this angle will be in the first quadrant, because the pi over 2 we have here is 90. Okay, so let's use the fact that if we have sine of pi over 2 minus, let's say we have this to be alpha, that is inverse sine of a over x to be alpha. Okay, so let's say we have sine of pi over 2 minus alpha. This will be cos alpha. So we are using the fact that when we have sine of pi over 2 minus alpha to be equals to cos alpha, so where alpha equals inverse sine of a over x, that's it. So in this case, this will now become b over x equals to, so this becomes cos alpha, because I said we should put alpha to be equals to, if we put alpha to be equals to inverse sine of a over x, then we're going to have b over x equals to alpha. Of course, let's not forget that our goal is to what? Is to find x. So we are not done. So from here, okay, then let me apply, that is applying the Pythagorean identity. Let me use cos squared alpha plus sine squared alpha equals to 1. So which means I'm going to have cos alpha to be square root of 1 minus sine squared alpha. Okay, because we have cos alpha here. So, and let's not forget that in this case, sine alpha, okay, will be equals to a over x. Okay, that is, if we multiply both sides by sine, let me put it that way. So this will be sine alpha equals to inverse sine of a over x, and that will reduce to a over x. All right, so in this case, so which means cos alpha will be square root of 1 minus a over x raised to the power of 2. Remember, we want to find x. All right, so from here, we then have that from b over x equals cos alpha, so that b over x will be equals to square root of 1 minus a over x squared. Okay, so now this is where we can now make x the subject of the formula. Okay, because This will be very simple to do from here. All right, so by squaring both sides, so this will be b over x squared, and then the square of root 1 minus a over x squared. That is the square of root 1 minus a over x squared. So this will be b over x equals to 1 minus, this will be 1 minus a squared over x squared. A squared over x squared. Yeah, that's it. All right. So in this case, so I'm going to multiply this equation by x squared. So multiplying this equation by x squared, this will be x squared multiplied by b over x. This will be bx. X squared multiplied by 1. This will be x squared minus a squared over x squared multiplied by x squared. That will be a squared. Okay. Now, so in this case, we're going to have x. Okay, this will be b squared x squared. Beg your pardon. So this will be b squared x squared. So this will be b squared. So that this will be x squared equals to b squared plus a squared. And then if you take the square root of both sides, taking the square root of both sides, okay, you can see we have square of b over x. So this will be b squared over x squared. Okay, so that's why this will be b squared, because x squared multiplied by b squared over x squared, that will be b squared. Okay, then x squared multiplied by 1, that will be x squared. Then negative a squared divided over x squared multiplied by x squared, that will be a squared. All right, so that x will be equals to plus or minus root a squared plus b squared, and we just found x, which is the first question. Now let's look at Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2, we are given inverse tan of x plus 1 equals to 3 inverse tan of x minus 1. Okay, so in this case, what I will do first is, let's do it this way. Let me write, let n, okay, equals to inverse tan of x plus 1, and then n equals to inverse tan of x minus 1. So which means that tan m will be equals to x plus 1. Okay, and then we have tan n will be equals to x minus 1. So which means inverse tan of x plus 1, from what we have here, from the original question, we're going to have that to be n equals to 3 multiplied by inverse tan of x minus 1. That will be n. Okay, yeah, that will be n. So so what I will do now is, let me take tan. Okay, let me take the tan of the both sides of both sides. Take the tan of both sides, so that this will be tan m equals to tan 3n. Tan 3n, yeah, tan m equals to tan 3n. So now let's recall the identity for tan 3n, that is triple angle formula for tangent. Yes, that's what I'm going to use in this case. Yeah, so this will be tan 3n, that will be 3 tan n minus tan cube n divided by 1 minus tan squared n. Yeah, this is the triple angle formula for tangent. Yeah, that's the triple angle formula for tangent. So which means, because we have tan 3n to be tan n, so this will be tan m equals to So tan 3n, this will be 3 tan n minus tan cubed n divided by 1 minus 3 tan squared n. So that this will be tan n. So let's go back to what we have here. Tan n is x plus 1. Now also let's recall that tan m is x plus 1, while tan n is x minus 1, which is what we have there. Okay, so this will be x plus 1 equals 3 tan n, which is x minus 1 minus tan n to the power of 3. That will be x minus 1 raised to the power of 3 divided by 1 minus 3 tan n to the power of 2. That will be x minus 1 squared. Okay, so if I multiply this, this will be x plus 1 times 1. This will be x plus 1 multiplied by negative 3 parenthesis x minus 1 squared. This will be minus 3 parenthesis x plus 1 x minus 1 squared. Then 1 multiplied by, so if I open this, this will be 3x minus 3, okay, then minus x minus 1 cubed, minus 1 cubed. Yeah, so that this will be x plus 1 minus, this will be 3x, okay, I want to open this, plus 3 into x squared minus 2x plus 1, which will be equals to 3x minus 3 minus x minus 1 cubed, minus 1 cubed. Okay, let me continue from here. Let me continue from here. So let me continue from here. So we have this. So this will be, let me write continuation. So on the left hand side will be x plus 1. So if we want to open that, that will be, I'm going to open that. So that will be this, so that will be minus 3x cubed, okay, minus 3x cubed, then minus 3x squared, okay, minus 3x squared, then that will be plus 2x, okay, plus 2x into 3x plus 3, then minus 3x plus 3. So this is the left hand side. So this is equals to, that will be equals to, so this will be equals to, then on the right hand side will be 3x minus 3 minus square brackets x cubed minus 3x plus 3x, then minus 1. That is if we expand cube of x minus 1. Okay, so in this case, so that this will be, so for the left hand side we have x plus 1 minus 3x cubed minus 3x squared plus 6x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 3 equals to 0. I need marker. Okay, equals to 0. Okay, so, oh, so that will be, that's 3x minus 3 equals to, so this will be 3x minus 3, okay, 3x minus 3, then minus x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x, then plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so now let's reduce it. So we can then have, so now in this case we have on the right hand side, on the left hand side, x plus 6x, that will be 7x. 7x minus 3x, that will be 4x. Okay, 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3, that will be negative 2. Okay, so minus 3x squared, okay, plus 6x squared, that will be plus 3x squared. Okay, then also we have minus 3x cubed. So we have minus 3x cubed. I think that's fine. So we have x plus 6x, which is 7 minus 7x minus 3x, that's 4x. Then 1 minus 3, that will be negative 2. 3x cubed, this is it. Then we also have negative 3, okay, this will be plus 3x squared. So on the right hand side will be, so we're going to have, in this case, this will be 3x minus 3x. This will be 0. Then negative 3 plus 1, that will be negative 2. So in this case, we're going to have 3x squared minus x cubed, then minus 2. Okay, so this will be 0. That is 3x squared minus 3x squared, that will be 0. Okay, then this also will be 0. If I had, when we add 2 to both sides, that will be 0. Okay, then we'll be left with, so we have, in this case, I'm going to move this to the left hand side so that 4x minus 3x cubed plus x cubed will be equals to 0. Okay, so let's factor out x. X will be 4 minus 3x squared, okay, plus x squared equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. So in this case, this will be x into 4 minus, this will be minus 2x squared equals to 0. Okay, so in this case, x is equals to 0, then 4 minus 2x squared equals to 0. Okay, so that 2x squared equals to 4. Dividing both sides by 2, we're going to have x to be plus or minus square root of 2. So we have these values for x. X equals to 0, x equals to root 2, and x equals to negative root 2. Okay, now let's verify our solution, because of course we need to find out which one of these, which one out of these three is not valid, is not a valid solution, and that is for equation 2. Now let's verify. So we are giving the inverse tan of x plus 1 equals to 3 multiplied by the inverse tan of x minus 1. So when x is equals to 0, so that means this will be the inverse tan of 0 plus 1 equals to 3 multiplied by the inverse tan of 0 minus 1. Of course, the inverse tan of 0 plus 1 is 1. So this will be pi over, this is 90. So this will be pi over 2. Okay, pi tan inverse, that's 45. Okay, 45, that will be pi over 4. That will be pi over 4. Yeah, pi over 4. So this will be negative 3 pi over 4. So this is not, this will be rejected. Yeah, this will be rejected because pi over 4 is 45. Pi over 2 is 90. So this will be rejected. So this is rejected. Now, when x is root 2, okay, so this means we're going to have inverse tan of root 2 plus 1 equals to 3 inverse tan of root 2 minus 1. Yes, this one is a valid solution. Okay, so root 2, x equals to root 2 is a valid solution. Yeah, is a valid solution. Then also when x equals negative root 2, so it means that we're going to have inverse tan of, yes, is a valid solution. We have negative root 2 plus 1 equals to 3 inverse tan of negative root 2 minus 1. Yes, this is also a valid solution. So x equals to negative root 2 is a valid solution. So which means, therefore, x equals to plus or minus root 2, okay, is a valid solution. Okay, is a valid solution. So we just found x for the second equation. And we just come to the end of this math tutorial. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Bye-bye.